Let's talk about replace and substitute functions and some of their practical use cases. Replace function replaces part of a string with another string. It accepts four parameters: the old string we want to replace, the number from where replacement should start, how many characters should be replaced, and what should be the replacement text. So here we have a bunch of randomly generated credit card numbers. I generated them in under a minute using concat and random between function. Try generating them on your own. If you are not able to generate, do not worry. We have a specific video which can help you generate thousands of rows with random but meaningful data in a couple of minutes. Anyways, coming back to our replace function, we want to hide the middle digits of credit cards before storing them in our database so that no one can misuse them and we can stay compliant by encrypting the sensitive information. Replace function can help us do that. We choose the credit card number as old text. We want to start from the sixth position and we want to replace the next 9 characters with XXXX hyphen XXXX. Now we will get the result where a portion of our credit card number is replaced with X, making it unusable. Let's talk about another scenario where we will pair replace with find to make it dynamic. Here we have a bunch of names where we want to replace the last name with XXX. If we use the previous strategy where we start with 6 and replace 3 characters with XXX, it works fine for the first time, but it does not work correctly for the others because the number of letters in first and last name can vary. So we will use search function to identify the starting point, and for that we will find the position of the space in our string. Since we do not want to replace space and we want to replace only the last name, we will have to add 1 to it so that our replacement starts from the first letter of the last name. So position of first space plus 1 will be our starting position. For number of characters in our last name that needs to be replaced, we will subtract the position of first space from the length of the string. So let's calculate the length of the string, and now we will copy this formula to the other cells. We can write our replace function. Our starting point will be the position of first space plus 1. For number of characters, we will use length of string minus position of first space and we get the correct result. If we copy this formula to the other cells, you will see that we are getting the right result. Left, right, mid, search, find, replace, substitute. These functions are used together a lot. Let's look at substitute. So substitute is pretty much like find and replace. It finds a text in the string that you want and replaces it with the new text. For example, here we want to replace hyphen with @. We can simply select the range, press Ctrl H, type hyphen in find and @ in replace, and it will replace everything. Substitute can do something similar. We specify the text where we want to do the replacement as the first parameter. What we want to replace comes next. What we want to replace with is the third parameter, and the fourth one is optional, but we will use it in a moment. So we got the same result that we had got with find and replace. But if we do not want to replace all the occurrences, instead we want to replace only a specific occurrence, we can do that using instance number. If we specify 3, it is only changing the third instance and the other 2 stays. If we choose 2, it has replaced the second occurrence. I will drop a few questions on replace and substitute so that you can practice them and get comfortable with the concepts.